Chu capital, an extremely prosperous city ranked among the top on the Origin continent, was home to divine kings and numerous Chaos Realm experts. Emperor Chu personally presided here, so no force dared to stir up trouble. Many large clans on the Origin continent left branches of their families here. Many idle eternal true gods came here to seek opportunities. One such individual was Yu Yui, who specialized in music and illusion techniques. "Everyone, I have connections to guide you into the service of Marquis Chu Chong," said a black-scaled eternal true god, among a group of gathered eternal true gods, in an ordinary tavern. "Marquis Chu Chong is one of the 7 first-class marquises. Even if we join him, wouldn't we just end up as servants?" The other eternal true gods were not so easily fooled by a few words. The phantom incarnation of Yuanzu, the Origin ancestor, was also among them. His phantom incarnations could take on different forms. At present, he maintained 9 different phantom incarnations, living in Chu capital under 9 identities. These 9 phantom incarnations either joined common forces as key members, engaged in business, or blended into various groups as casual cultivators or became peripheral members of secret organizations. His phantom incarnations were no different from real bodies in appearance and possessed roughly 30% of his true body's strength. Back when even 5 peak Chaos Realm experts, including Marquis Chu Ji and Marquis Chu Yuan, could not discern that these were merely incarnations, they remained undetected unless they came into contact with Divine King-level entities. "Yuan Shi, haven't you always wanted to obtain a Divine King-level inheritance from the illusion art lineage? It's very difficult for us eternal true gods to get such an inheritance, but if Marquis Chu Chong is willing, he could easily bestow a Divine King-level inheritance," said one of the eternal true gods to Yuanzu. "Even if we follow Marquis Chu Chong, we would need to establish enough merit before being granted a Divine King-level inheritance, right?" Yuanzu's phantom incarnation said with concern. "I fear we could follow him for 10,000 eras and still not receive the inheritance. If I could receive a Divine King-level inheritance just by following Marquis Chu Chong, I'd be willing to follow him right now." "I'd follow too. As long as we get the inheritance, we'll naturally follow." Even Yuanzu joined the other eternal true gods in discussing this. Marquis Chu Chong may be recruiting subordinates, but to expect a Divine King-level inheritance upon joining? That's wishful thinking. The black-scaled eternal true god shook his head slightly. "The recruitment of subordinates by Marquis Chu Chong is likely related to the competition among the first-class marquises," said another eternal true god. "I've heard that the first-class marquises have been competing fiercely. Recently, even bringing groups of subordinates to participate in trials, resulting in many deaths. I've also heard that besides bringing subordinates for trials, the first-class marquises have even invited Chaos Realm Transcendents to fight for Blood Spirit Gold Pearls. City Lord of Arid Wind, Great Sage Bian, Great Sage Luo He, Great Sage Yan Su, and Lord of Yuanshou Mansion, all 5 of them, Chaos Realm Transcendents, fought fiercely for the Blood Spirit Gold Pearls. They were fighting over them because of the 7 first-class marquises of Emperor Chu's lineage. This group of idle eternal true gods became excited when they talked about the Chaos Realm Transcendents. They had come to Chu capital looking for opportunities, naturally keeping an eye on Divine King forces, Chaos Realm Transcendents, and finally, the royal first-class marquises. "I heard that in this battle, Great Sage Bian was the most powerful, followed by City Lord of Arid Wind. Great Sage Luo He and Great Sage Yan Su were evenly matched, and Lord of Yuanshou Mansion was the weakest. I also heard that City Lord of Arid Wind and Great Sage Luo He clashed head-on. Both of them excelled in physical strength, and every move they made was enough to shake the heavens and earth. But in the end, neither of them could compare to Great Sage Bian." These idle eternal true gods were most fond of gathering news about powerful beings. Whether the information was true or false, they discussed it with great enthusiasm while drinking. Yuanzu's phantom incarnation also joined the lively conversation, praising Great Sage Luo He one moment and lauding Great Sage Bian the next. After Luo Feng mastered the Trinity form, he was reborn, reaching a new level of strength. He was now considered exceptionally powerful even among those in the first stage of the Divine King realm. All 5 branches have reached the peak of the Chaos realm. Luo Feng gazed at the distant, tranquil blood spirit star. Due to the effects of the primordial crystal spirit fruit, both the heaven-splitting branch and the dark heaven branch had reached the peak of the Chaos realm. Now that Morosa had reached the Divine King level, Luo Feng could witness the complete manifestation of the heaven splitting and dark heaven branches substance, naturally making rapid progress. These two branches had naturally reached the peak of the Chaos Realm. The gap between the peak of the Chaos Realm and the Divine King is vast. With the detailed inheritance of the first tribulation of the 8 tribulations lifeform and the first volume of 72/Annihilation, Luo Feng knew the path ahead. This was the benefit of inheritance. Inheritance could guide Luo Feng, breaking down the path to overcoming bottlenecks into multiple steps. By progressing step by step, he could build an increasingly solid foundation until one day, he would become a divine king. Training in some powerful secret techniques or even creating my own will further deepen my foundation, Luo Feng thought. Secret techniques were the key to practical training. With the profoundness of the peak Chaos Realm, one could master various secret techniques. Experts like Lord of Yuanshou Mansion and Great Sage Bian had even mastered some powerful primordial secret techniques, possessing the strength of Chaos Realm transcendence. Their accumulated foundation in terms of realm naturally grew deeper as well. Luo Feng, who had comprehended moves at the Divine King level such as the Trinity form, also had a deeper understanding of life essence and life forms. The only way to become a Divine King is through slow accumulation. Luo Feng knew there was no shortcut. In the blink of an eye, nearly half an era had passed since the first eruption of the Blood Spirit Star. The once quiet Blood Spirit Star had accumulated energy again, reaching a certain limit. Its surface began to boil, with liquid flames churning. "Ha ha ha, the eruption is about to begin again," said the towering, majestic city lord of Arid Wind, who had long since arrived near the Blood Spirit Star. At this moment, he stood on all 4 hooves, with the desolate wind spreading around him. "The battle is about to begin again," Lord of Yuanshou Mansion watched from a distance. "I'll seize as many Blood Spirit Gold Pearls as I can while they fight." Lord of Yuanshou Mansion did not intend to get too close, it was too risky and not worth it. At the same time, clouds in the sky were also observing the Blood Spirit Star. Great Sage Bian was ready to act at any moment. "It's about to start," Great Sage Yan Su, concealed in the void, calmly observed the Blood Spirit Star. Suddenly, his expression changed. Because a figure had arrived near the Blood Spirit Star, it was Luo Feng. The Blood Spirit Star hung high, with City Lord of Arid Wind on one side and Luo Feng on the other. "Luohi, you've come to compete with me again?" City Lord of Arid Wind's eyes glowed with ferocity. This great sage Luohi, whose physical strength was on par with his, and whose vast galaxy could suppress his desolate wind domain, now faced him again. "Very well, we didn't settle things last time. This time, let's have a proper fight. I've even prepared some gifts for you." Luo Feng glanced at City Lord of Arid Wind. Without saying a word, City Lord of Arid Wind's eyes were filled with murderous intent, and the invisible killing aura caused the surrounding world to dim slightly. Those Chaos Realm transcendents who cultivate the primordial bloodline always have such a violent temper, Luo Feng thought to himself. He had seen this countless times in the ancient Thunder Kingdom, where cultivating the primordial bloodline often led to such savagery, and this was considered one of the better outcomes. Great Sage Yan Su, City Lord of Arid Wind, still staring at Luo Feng, said, "You and this Luo he also have some old grudges. I suggest we work together, and not let Luo he get a single Blood Spirit Gold Pearl." "All right," the gray shadow of Great Sage Yan Su appeared, and he nodded leisurely. "City Lord of Arid Wind has made a good suggestion." Yan Su was always straightforward. Since they were already enemies, there was no need to hold back. "You two are teaming up?" Luo Feng looked at City Lord of Arid Wind and Great Sage Yan Su. In their last clash, all the Chaos Realm Transcendents had fought individually, without alliances. Once they deliberately teamed up, perfectly coordinating, the threat posed by Great Sage Yan Su and City Lord of Arid Wind would increase significantly. "Yan Su, we're all part of the ancient Flame Kingdom. That City Lord of Arid Wind is from the ancient Thunder Kingdom. Are you really going to team up with him?" Lord of Yuanshou Mansion spoke from a distance, his voice echoing through the heavens and earth. "Ha ha ha, Yuanshou, you're wrong," Yan Su said leisurely. "We're all just guest officials of the ancient Flame Kingdom. The ancient Flame Kingdom has never considered us guest officials as part of the kingdom. Even you, Yuanshou, as the personal disciple of the Lord of the Myriad Realms Kingdom, the ancient Flame Kingdom likely considers you a member of the Myriad Realms Kingdom." Lord of Yuanshou Mansion shook his head lightly. Besides, the ancient Flame Kingdom has never restricted guest officials from making friends or enemies. Guest officials can kill each other, and the kingdom won't care, Yan Su added. Well said, Luo Feng nodded in agreement. Yan Su glanced at Luo Feng in surprise, and even great sage Bian, who was hidden in the heavens, was surprised by Luo Feng's response. Guest officials killing each other means nothing to the ancient Flame Kingdom, Luo Feng nodded. Many divine kings on the Origin continent had once been guest officials of the ancient Flame Kingdom. Didn't they often kill and fight each other? It seems Brother Luo he understands me, Yan Su nodded. Brother Luo he, you should see the situation clearly. You won't get any blood spirit gold pearls this time. Buzz tilde tilde tilde, the massive blood spirit star boiled even more fiercely, with liquid flames surging and splashing. This scene caught the attention of the Chaos Realm Transcendents. The blood spirit gold pearls are about to erupt. City Lord of Arid Wind, let's work together to quickly drive him away, Yan Su said. If they could push Luo Feng far enough, with his crude methods of capturing the blood spirit gold pearls, he wouldn't be able to get a single one. All right, City Lord of Arid Wind nodded. This time, he instantly pulled out the chains he carried on his back and hurled them toward Luo Feng. The moment the chains were thrown, they transformed into massive black snakes, their power terrifying. Luo Feng watched this unfold. Now, he could naturally control the vast domain around him, a terrifying power known as the World Domain, which came with his powerful body. With just a thought, a full 30 billion black rivers merged into the World Domain. Whoosh! Suddenly, a vast dark world appeared within the surrounding space. The membrane of this world was incredibly thick, formed by the convergence of 30 billion black rivers. The dark world trapped everything inside. What's going on? Lord of Yuanshou Mansion looked on in shock. The entire world had darkened, and a massive dark world enveloped everything, sealing it off completely. This is a world even larger than my dark mansion. What is this? Great Sage Bian, still hidden in the heavens, realized he was trapped. The heavens and the earth are completely cut off? This is a complete world. City Lord of Arid Wind, who had just thrown his chains at Luo Feng, stood dumbfounded as he looked at the vast dark world. It was too expansive, and the aura was so oppressive that even he was a bit frightened. I can't feel the outside void anymore. Great Sage Yan Su was also shocked by this scene. The dark world had completely sealed off the inside from the outside, even partially obstructing causal connections, demonstrating the incredible power of this sealing force. At the center of the dark world, Luo Feng stood there, no longer restraining his aura. His terrifying physical presence spread freely, affecting the surrounding world, even causing the supreme laws to retreat. Such a terrifying aura caused all the Chaos Realm Transcendents present to tremble with fear. A vast and boundless dark world, covering billions of kilometers, enveloped everything in sight. This dark world contained operating laws, and at the core of these laws stood the figure at the center, Luo Feng. His physical body influences the heavens and earth, and even the supreme rules retreat? Yan Su's heart trembled as he witnessed the scene. This is the realm of the cosmic body, where the physical body is like a complete universe. Even among the divine kings, those who can reach such a realm are extremely rare. Oh, Two Realms Palace, you have caused me great harm. Offending a Chaos Realm Transcendent was not something Yan Su cared about. Under normal circumstances, it was extremely difficult for a Chaos Realm Transcendent to progress further. Who could have expected that within half an era, Luo he had undergone such a qualitative transformation in strength? He has broken through in power. Great Sage Bian, who had merged with the heavens and earth, was also secretly shocked. This entire dark world revolves around him. With his own strength, he supports an entire world. At this moment, Great Sage Bian, Yan Su, City Lord of Arid Wind, and Lord of Yuanshou Mansion all felt immense pressure. Everyone, Luo Feng stood there, his gaze sweeping across the surroundings. The blood spirit gold pearls, they all belong to me. Does anyone have any objections? All of them to you? A gray shadow of Yan Su in the distance said in a low voice, the four of us don't get even one, and you take them all? Yan Su knew well that he had already offended Luo He, and the only option was to rally other Chaos Realm Transcendents. Only by joining forces with multiple Chaos Realm Transcendents could they have a chance of fighting against Luo He. All of them to you? A figure of a woman in a blue robe appeared in midair. The moment she arrived, a sharp edge seemed to pierce the heavens and earth. She looked at Luo Feng and said, Luo He, isn't it a bit much for you to claim everything? HMPH, City Lord of Arid Wind snorted angrily, and the terrifying air currents from his nostrils stirred the atmosphere. He glared at Luo Feng. No matter how strong you are, you're just a Chaos Realm Transcendent. Do you really think you can suppress the four of us alone? I want to see just how powerful you really are, Luohi. A divine king at the first stage, mastering multiple branches of the great Tao and cultivating the primordial bloodline or the primordial secret techniques to their peak, was indeed extraordinary and could even challenge a second stage divine king. However, the ceiling for a Chaos Realm Transcendent was much lower, as they had not yet mastered any branches of the great Tao. Great Sage Bian, Yan Su, and City Lord of Arid Wind were all unwilling to give up easily. I have no objections, the distant Lord of Yuanshou Mansion smiled. First, let me congratulate Brother Luo He on your breakthrough in strength. As for the Blood Spirit Gold Pearls, I have no interest in fighting for them. Brother Luo He, could you escort me out first? A few pearls weren't worth risking his life for. If he got involved in a deadly battle and his true body was killed, the loss would be immense. His internal dark mansion had incorporated a considerable amount of primordial materials to reach its current level. Yuanshou, are you really that cowardly? Yan Su sneered, the four of us working together, are you afraid of him? I'm not you. You have plenty of incarnations, so you don't mind losing a few. Lord of Yuanshou Mansion replied. Yuanshou is of little use here, no need to bother with him, City Lord of Arid Wind said. Great Sage Bian watched the scene unfold, understanding Yuanshou's decision. The three of them dared to stay because they had their own advantages. Yuanshou, by comparison, was a bit lacking. I'll escort Brother Yuanshou out first. Luo Feng had no grudges against Lord of Yuanshou Mansion, and since he voluntarily stepped back, Luo Feng naturally directed the Dark World to wrap around Lord of Yuanshou Mansion and send him out. With a swoosh, Lord of Yuanshou Mansion was transported to the edge of the Dark World and touched the membrane of the world, then completely disappeared. Standing outside, Lord of Yuanshou Mansion gazed at the immense Dark World from afar. Great Sage Bian and City Lord of Arid Wind are both Chaos Realm Transcendents of the highest order. As for Yan Su, his ability to preserve his life is unparalleled. Lord of Yuanshou Mansion shook his head, but I can't afford to die. If he were to die once, he would need to repurchase primordial materials to reforge his dark mansion. My best way to improve is to become a divine king. Once I master a branch of the great Tao, my dark mansion will naturally undergo a qualitative transformation. Lord of Yuanshou Mansion thought. Though he had been accumulating strength for countless ages, breaking through the bottleneck to become a divine king was still incredibly difficult. Every Chaos Realm Transcendent yearned to become a divine king. I'll watch from here for now. Lord of Yuanshou Mansion decided not to think further. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Within the vast dark world, the three Chaos Realm Transcendents stood in different positions, all observing Luo Feng. Since his breakthrough, Luo Feng had yet to fully display his strength, and the outside world knew nothing about him. Since you all wish to fight for the Blood Spirit Gold Pearls, then let's settle this with a battle, Luo Feng said with a smile. Boom! Suddenly, a mighty black river surged out from where Luo Feng stood, sweeping across the heavens and earth. At the same time, the Dark World's membrane also had black rivers flowing out, and the entire Dark World began to shrink. Earlier, Luo Feng had expanded the Dark World to trap all his enemies inside. Brother Luohi, what do you call this world? Great Sage Bian, dressed in blue, asked with interest. Luo Feng smiled and replied, Black River World. Black River? Great Sage Bian glanced at the surging Black River, nodding calmly. The Black River rushes forth, truly extraordinary. In an instant, the surging Black River engulfed Great Sage Bian, who vanished from sight. The figure she had displayed was merely a projection condensed from her strength. Her true body had always been merged with the heavens and earth. Slash! A terrifying edge split the heavens and earth, and even tore through the surging Black River. But cutting water with a sword only makes the water flow, and the Black River naturally reformed and continued to surge. Terrifying edges erupted repeatedly, each time splitting part of the river. Yet, more Black River water surged forth, making Great Sage Bian's attacks seem futile. My heavenly severing sword technique can't shake him? Great Sage Bian was utterly astonished. She had trained in the primordial secret technique, the heavenly severing sword technique, and her master, Emperor Qing, had personally forged a divine king-level weapon for her, the heavenly severing sword. With this ideal weapon, her attacks were even more terrifying. Yet now, her peerless sword technique could only sever a small portion of the boundless Black River. I've unleashed my full strength, striking 13 times consecutively, and already consumed 30% of my divine power reserves. Yet the power of Luo He's Black River remains nearly unchanged. Among the Chaos Realm transcendents, he must be the strongest, Great Sage Bian thought in shock. Kill, kill, kill. City Lord of Arid Wind wielded dual spears, his aura surging as he charged toward Luo Feng's true body. But the endless Black River flooded over him, trapping him as if he were caught in a swamp. Every time the river's waves crashed into him, he stumbled backward. He couldn't even get close to Luo Feng, instead, he was being pushed further away. Rumble tilde tilde tilde. The Black River surged with waves, sweeping up City Lord of Arid Wind, leaving him powerless to control himself. How is he so strong? City Lord of Arid Wind couldn't believe it. Can a Chaos Realm Transcendent really be this powerful? The gray shadow of Yan Su was equally stunned, for the Black River had already enveloped every corner, including his location. The immense force shattered one of his incarnations instantly. Bang, bang, bang. One by one, Yan Su's hidden, ordinary incarnations were annihilated, leaving only one powerful incarnation that could withstand most of the Black River's force and barely preserve his life. We can't fight him, the gap is too wide. The gray shadow of Yan Su's remaining strong incarnation shifted its body to avoid the river's waves, using its ability to turn incorporeal to reduce the impact. When Luo Feng wielded billions of Black River tendrils, he could only perform the simplest attacks, surging, crashing, sweeping, but even the most basic moves were overwhelming for these Chaos Realm transcendents. This Great Sage Bian is quite something. She even managed to destroy 3 of my Black River tendrils. Luo Feng was a little surprised, but inside the Star Tower, he quickly created 3 new Black River tendrils to replenish them. Great Sage Bian's attacks are terrifying, but it seems her divine body is average. She's already consumed a lot of divine power after such a short confrontation, Luo Feng observed. Great Sage Bian had formidable attack power and superior evasion techniques, but her body was too fragile. City Lord of Arid Wind's attacks were weaker, but his physical strength was much greater. Though Luo Feng's Black River swept over him, it couldn't harm him at all. As for Yan Su, his only advantage was his unique incarnation technique, making him much weaker than the other 2. Luo Feng looked toward the distant Yan Su, and instantly, numerous Black River tendrils transformed into blades. 30,000 blade lights erupted simultaneously, all executing Luo Feng's simplified move, the Blade River Slash. With Luo Feng's mastery of the Heaven-Cleaving lineage and Dark Heaven lineage at the peak of chaos, combined with his long study of the first volume of the 72/Annihilation, his understanding of swordsmanship was naturally profound. 30,000 blade lights unleashed the Blade River Slash, far from his limit. While his surging Black River continued to engulf the other 2 opponents, 30,000 blade lights chased down Yan Su. Wherever the 30,000 blade lights passed, the space was annihilated, and even the membrane of the caged world began to show cracks. Beyond the cracks lay unimaginable terror. Yan Su stared at the cracks forming in the membrane of the caged world. From a glance, there were at least dozens of fine fissures, and his heart trembled in fear. These were cracks in the caged world. Under such an onslaught, unless one reached the extreme of incorporeality and merged with the world's membrane, there was no place to hide. The 2 Realms Palace has truly harmed me. Yan Su's heart filled with bitterness as the 30,000 blade lights' terrifying force annihilated him. Even with his body's ability to turn incorporeal, reducing the force by 70 to 80%, his body was still obliterated, leaving nothing behind. A world that traps enemies, a Black River domain, and 30,000 blade lights that can break through the membrane of the caged world? Great Sage Bian witnessed the scene and lost all desire to fight. Among the Chaos Realm transcendents on the Origin continent, Luo He must be the strongest. The top-ranking Chaos Realm transcendents were even stronger than Great Sage Bian, and each of them was extraordinary. Some had mastered primordial secret techniques related to the Great Tao of Time, while others had initiated the infinite primordial body. However, none of them had the terrifying oppressive power that Luo He did. World, domain, slaughter, even Luo He's physical body could force the supreme rules to retreat. Such an opponent is flawless, there's no way to fight him. Buzz. In an instant, Great Sage Bian merged with the Divine King weapon, the Heavenly Severing Sword, unleashing a desperate blow. With an infinite sharpness, her first sword strike pierced the dark world's membrane, creating a hole. The sword light passed through, and she fled in that instant. Luo Feng watched the scene unfold. My dark world's membrane still can't trap Bian. Luo Feng wasn't surprised. The membrane of the world was vast and dispersed, while the opponent had concentrated all their power into one point. Thus, completely trapping an enemy was extremely difficult. Even if Lord of Yuanshou Mansion had refined the Dark Mansion prison, it could only temporarily hold enemies. They could still break out again. Being able to trap someone for even a few moments was already impressive. Yan Su was too weak to break through my dark world. Luo Feng looked at the city lord of Arid Wind, who was still struggling in the surging Black River. The city lord of Arid Wind is physically strong, but he's too slow. Even though he's caught in the Black River, he hasn't been able to reach the edge of my world. Amidst the surging Black River, the city lord of Arid Wind struggled to control his movements. Even now, he hadn't touched the edge of the world or Luo Feng's true body. Luo He, I admit that you're stronger than me. The city lord of Arid Wind roared, but you still can't harm me. Boom boom boom. At that moment, as the blood spirit star erupted, liquid flames sprayed out, carrying 3 blood spirit gold pearls, which were naturally swept up by the Black River. You can't harm me? Luo Feng gazed at him. I want to see just how strong your primordial bloodline body really is. With a single thought, Luo Feng's Black River surged, pulling the city lord of Arid Wind closer to him. His domain is too powerful, city lord of Arid Wind realized, watching as he was helplessly drawn closer to Luo Feng. Even great sage Bian had to use the heavenly severing sword to escape. He must be the strongest chaos realm transcendent on the origin continent. Still, I can protect myself.